Hello all my beautiful little unicorns and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa and I, and I have dedicated my psychic abilities to helping you gain more clarity in life, heal yourself, as well as become the person you've always dreamt of being. In today's Pick a Card Tarot reading video, we will be predicting 2022 based on your life path number. And what also makes this video really special is that this is actually the second part of a two-part upload, because simultaneously to posting this prediction, I have also posted a video where I explain to you how you can calculate your life path number. And in that video, you not only learn how to calculate your life path number, but I also explain all of the individual character traits, unique abilities, and what challenges as well as strengths each one of the life path numbers possess in that video. So I'll have that linked below in the description box as well as pinned to the top of the comment section. So if you don't know what your life path number is, or you're not sure whether the calculations that you did were accurate, then make sure that you check out that video. I go through calculating your life path number with you so you can rest assured that you've got the right number and you can receive the right reading for you. So of course the timestamps to all life path numbers can be found in the description box as well as pinned to the comment section. We have life path number 1 through 9 as well as the master numbers 11, 22, and 33. So all that you need to do is click the timestamp and you'll be fast forwarded to your life path numbers 2022 prediction. And before I get into all of the individual predictions of each life path number, I have an exciting giveaway to announce. I will be giving away a signed copy of my Pastel Journey Tarot deck that was just published a couple weeks ago. It comes with this magnet box, a guidebook, as well as all 78 cards, and this is a worldwide giveaway, so it doesn't matter what corner of this earth that you live in, I will get this deck to you if you win the giveaway. So there are just 3 simple rules for you to follow in order to enter the giveaway and have a chance to win a signed copy of the Pastel Journey Tarot deck. Step 1 is to, of course, be subscribed to my YouTube channel. Step 2 is to follow me on Instagram at Vanessa and I. And step 3 is to comment on my latest photo what your life path number is. Each comment equals 1 entry, so you can enter as many times as you wish. And the winner of the giveaway will be announced and personally contacted by me on the 25th of December 2021. But all details of the giveaway can also be found in the description box. So remember, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, but you have a chance of winning the Pastel Journey Tarot deck by just following these 3 simple steps. So make sure you partake in this giveaway if you're interested in winning a copy of the deck. So that is it for the intro of this video. I will be starting off the readings with life path number 1. So if you are in fact someone of the life path number 1, then you can continue watching. And to all of my other beautiful life path numbers, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, all my beautiful life path number 1s, and welcome to your 2022 prediction based on your life path number. So I'm going to get straight into it. Lean back, relax, and enjoy your reading. First up, we've got the winter solstice as well as the green man. So I can see here within the winter solstice that 2022 is going to be a very reflective year for you. You're not going to be talking as much as you usually do. You're going to be taking in as well as reflecting. You will grow a lot more quiet as a person, and you're only really going to share your energy with people who you feel get you, understand you, and are committed to being in a relationship with you that feeds off of one another positively. So anyone who is committed to arguing, to misunderstanding you, or to just gossiping constantly, they are not someone who you're going to open up to or talk to very frequently in 2022. You're distancing yourself from anyone who is codependent as well. As a life path number 1, you're a very independent life path number. You're a leader and you're spending time with other leaders and kind of walking away from followers who are holding you back or negative. And the fairies, I can see here that there's a lot of earth magic that's present for you. Now, earth magic can mean many things. You spending more time in nature, planting, actually realizing that maybe you do have a bit of a green thumb if only you do a bit more research on plants and how to nurture them, and just understanding more about the earth and why it's so important for you to spearhead protecting the earth and to be the first one to make some positive changes. In the panda, I can see here that you're creating a sacred space for yourself in your home and or your place of work. So if right now you do not feel safe at work, emotionally or spiritually, know that you are definitely going to change your job in 2022, all my beautiful life path number ones. And also your home is going to be changing a lot as well. You're going to be creating a space that is like a sanctuary that feels more in tune with who you're becoming in 2022, and it's going to have some sort of altar, some sort of space where you can lay out things that resonate with you and also have that energetic vibration that you're trying to represent in this world. And you're going to ensure that you remove anything that simply doesn't vibe on the same wavelength with you anymore. So that could be, for example, designer things, it could be strong fragrances, just anything that you feel actually doesn't serve you and was something that you just purchased or put up in your room or your space because it seemed like the cool thing to do at the time. In the seagull, I can see here that it is a time for deep emotional healing. So you're truly realizing your self-worth and understanding that a lot of things that you did in the past were maybe rooted more in acceptance or trying to be accepted rather than loving yourself. Again, such as spending more money than you're truly comfortable with on the newest phone or the newest gadget, on the newest piece of clothing, the newest shoes. Whatever it was, just ensuring that you're a part of a group was something that you maybe tried to do, and it came from a good place because who doesn't want to be accepted? But it's not something that showed that you were genuinely loving yourself. It was more like a cry for help of trying to feel like you fit in somewhere. But you're not meant to fit in life path number one. And that's the thing about your life path number. You're meant to be a leader and you're meant to always be one step ahead of the crowd. And that can only happen if you're slightly different from everyone else, right? Next up in the boar, I can see here that you're facing any problems that you have head on and you're being confident and courageous. 2022 is definitely a year where you're not holding back and you're not backing down either. And you will emerge victoriously from 2022, as I do see here in the boar that that type of approach is long overdue and is much needed, and also just amping up your confidence. That is another thing that you've always been meant to do. I can see here in the kangaroo that planning ahead is important in order to not feel stressed out. So life path number one, you can sometimes act before you think or be a little impulsive, and the kangaroo is trying to communicate to you to plan ahead more in 2022 in order to avoid unsettled times or stress. In the harp, I can see here that 2022, based on your life path number, is actually a year of a lot of happiness. So despite going through big spurts of growth, as well as healing, a lot of reflection, and just change in your overall energy, this is actually a year that you will be able to look back on and think, yeah, that was positive. That was a year in which I accomplished a lot. In the wheel, I can see here that indecisiveness is something that can stop you from planning ahead and is usually the main factor as to why you don't plan ahead or you don't plan too far into the future, because you're just not sure. You're not sure whether you want to go left, right, up, or down, whether you want to open the door or keep it closed and look for another door. You get the idea, life path number one. So do know here in the wheel that indecisiveness is something that you can overcome, and you can simply tell yourself that you will intuitively make a decision, stick to that decision, and not overthink it. And you have to practice it. Indecisiveness is something that isn't just rooted in personality. It's something you can actually work on and actually change. But it's of course going to require a little bit of hard work, okay? And by hard work, I mean you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. and step away from the things that you know and the way that you know yourself to be. And that is one of the scariest, most frightening thing that you can do, because you don't know who you're going to meet at the other end of the table or once you have changed, right? You don't know who you're going to be, how you're going to be, and that can feel very daunting. It can feel like losing a piece of yourself, but you're actually gaining a piece of yourself, because it's easy to go back to what you knew. Keep that in mind, life path number 1, but actually exploring yourself out of the comfort zone that you were in, that is where the realm of possibility is, because you know what's in your realm of possibility of how you've been up until this point in your life. So allow yourself to step outside of that in 2022 in order to unlock more possibilities in life that you haven't unlocked yet, right? It's like in a video game. You don't know what level 22 is going to entail unless you have gone all the way from level 1 to 21 and you then decide to unlock 22. But again, 22 could be the best level ever, but if you're too afraid to unlock all the little steps until there, you will miss out on it. You'll never know, but at the same time, again, you'll never know how much potential in your life you maybe missed out on. Next up, we've got the Two of Swords. So again, this indecisiveness is showing up for all of my beautiful life path number 1s, and I can definitely see here that the universe is trying to communicate to you to choose intuitively. While you may feel like you need more information, like your hands are tied, like you can't see, and you feel as though you only want to take a step forward if you can see where you're going, that will keep you stagnant and that will keep you complacent. You will have to make decisions intuitively, go with your gut feeling, trust it, and move forward without knowing whether you've made the right decision. I can see here within the Five of Pentacles that overthinking things and staying for too long in the same position, not moving forward, is going to cost you a lot of time and money in the long run. Just think about it. If you continuously think that moving forward intuitively is the wrong thing to do and you have to wait till the perfect opportunity comes, that comes with an opportunity cost, because in the time of you waiting, you can't grow, you can't move forward, you can't invest your money in anything because you're just waiting. So you're missing out on all of those opportunities while you're waiting. So picking up the pace when it comes to decision making is what I see as important for you during 2022. The Fool here shows me that this upcoming calendar year is going to be a completely new experience for you. You're starting a fresh cycle, of course. I mean, it's the start of a fresh calendar year, but I can see just overall that this is a big transformational year as a whole for you. So looking at the big picture of your life, if you're watching this video and you're 20 or 25 or 30, think to yourself as 2022 being the start of the next decade's transformation. Okay, 2022 is, of course, the start of the rest of your life, and it is an amazing opportunity to grow, to change, to evolve, and to change your life completely. As I can see that it's like you have a fresh slate on which you can draw and produce whatever you'd like. Here within the Knight of Swords, you have to be real and honest with yourself as well about what you truly like to do and what will truly bring you joy in the long term. And that is a thing or an example that I want to make for you. I thought that in the long term, I would really love creating beauty or fashion videos on YouTube, but that was not the case. I did not enjoy it. And I had to be real and honest with myself and say to myself, this is not really that fun. In theory, it sounds great and it sounds fun and all of those things, but in practice, it just wasn't for me. And I really felt more connected and rooted into doing things that had more depth to me personally than those other topics. So that is where in the Knight of Swords, you're getting personal with yourself, you're getting real with yourself about what you want to do. And here within the Hermit, last but not least, know that 2022 is going to be not only a year of deep reflection, but also spending alone time that feels very kind of restorative and that allows you to think and that allows you to have epiphanies. You're not the type of person who's going to have a big epiphany in a room full of people. You're the type of person who needs to go into hermit mode in order for you to come to those aha moments, and those moments where you're like, oh yeah, now I see, now I get it. So give yourself space in 2022. Don't try to fill every single moment with a friend or family member or lover, because you have so much to learn and so much to realize when you are doing your own practice and your own little rituals by yourself. So all of my beautiful life path number ones, this is your prediction. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a panda emoji down below in the comment section to let me and everyone else know that you are in fact a life path number one. Thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, life path number two, and welcome to your 2022 prediction based on your life path number. I'm so excited to figure out what the upcoming calendar year has in store for you and your life path number. So let's move straight into it, shall we? We've got the wolf as well as the wind. So I can see here that things will be activated and you will intuitively know what those things are. And by activation, I mean activating new parts of your life that lay dormant up until the point of activation. So that could be you finally getting things moving when it comes to physical fitness, going to the gym, just overall working out. It could be an activation of your love life. If your love life has been boring or has been dormant for a long time, you will instinctively know when the time has come for things to change, when the time has come for all of a sudden a new spark to be ignited and things to be activated. I can see here within childhood that since childhood you've had a strong connection to your intuitive and emotional side, and maybe along the way you were taught to block that out or to not be as emotional. But I can see you rekindling and reconnecting with your inner child and really coming back to your roots and who you were as a kid. So if as a kid you were very artistic, but your art was maybe made fun of during school years, that could even be the way that you dressed or the way you spoke, the type of hobbies that you liked. There are even parents who make fun of their kids when it comes to these things. I think a very large number compared to what we talk about publicly. And that may have made you shy away from the things that you naturally liked, but I can see those being reactivated and you knowing that the time has come to be confident, to come back to some childhood memories, some childhood innocence, and give yourself the time of the day. Even if it was robbed of you when it never should have been, you can still fulfill those childhood dreams in 2022. I can see here within the platypus that you will stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. So rather than feeling like you're a victim of, say, abuse or people who were not very good to you growing up, people who caused a lot of pain and trauma and caused a lot of things that you now have had to work on by yourself. So they were there to cause the trauma, but you had to deal with it yourself and grow through it alone. I can see that rather than feeling like a victim or blaming them, you're focusing on the good and you're reminding yourself that there's no point continuing to give that any power over you. So I can see here in the Hawaiian owl that your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance in 2022. So it's important for you to pay close attention to signs and omens from them. And again, you will instinctually know what those signs are. It could be seeing a white or black feather. It could be seeing a certain plant blossoming all over you. It could be a shape or a reoccurring synchronicity and a number that you continuously see throughout 2022. Know that those are your ancestors who are offering you guidance and pointing you in the right direction when you see those signs. And the spider, trust the creative spark that you're feeling and express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. You're really good at telling stories, at writing stories, at just overall expressing what you've been through to others, and you're the type of person that can inspire a room full of people to change their way of thinking. So all of my beautiful life path number 2s, use that beautiful heart of yours that you have been gifted with in order to actually inspire others. Put yourself and your story out there, and remember here that any way that you want to express yourself creatively is valid, and to not identify with the child who was maybe hurt or let down. And rather than identifying with that same hurt and insecurity, work through it and remind yourself that you have taken your power back, and that your own inner child, or you as a 5-year-old, you as a kid, would be so proud of yourself seeing how far you've come today, and having the courage to express the things that you love, be loyal to what you love, regardless of what anyone else may say. In the Panda, I can see that 2022 will hold a very sacred space for you in your home and or place of work. So you're no longer going to feel icky about your home or your place of work. So think revamping your space, okay? You may even be renovating your space, tidying up, decluttering, and also ensuring that you do the same at your workplace, because you spend a lot of time studying or working. It's important for you to feel comfortable where you are at all times. In the Shark, I can see here that, again, the universe is talking about your instincts. It is very similar to the wolf. The shark speaks of trusting your instincts to discern the truth of the situation and not letting people gaslight you. As a life path number 1, you can be indecisive and torn between different people and aspects of life, and you're also the type of life path number who wants to believe in the good of humanity and other people, but sometimes your big heart is misplaced with people, and you can already feel that before you're hurt or before you make the, let's call it, mistake to trust someone who in fact isn't trustworthy. So listen to your instinct and your gut feeling, because it speaks volumes. The 8 of Pentacles shows me here that when it comes to your career, you're putting some money aside finally, maybe looking into retirement funds and ways in which you can ensure that you have financial security and safety moving forward in life. So the 8 of Pentacles does show me that you're putting your head down when it comes to planning financially for the future, ensuring that you're in a safe place. And the Page of Cups does also show me that this is new to you. This is something that maybe your parents didn't take enough time to teach you or show you. It's really something they should be teaching in school, but they don't. Surprise, we got to teach ourselves a lot of things by ourselves, and that's fine. As I can see in the 8 of Pentacles, you're actually really doing well when it comes to that. The Tower shows me that there are some big changes coming that will make you feel like you don't have as much stability as you would like. The Tower is all about things falling apart in a way that makes you feel like it happened very suddenly, but if you do look at these subtle changes instinctually in your life, like for example, noticing subtle shifts in your environment and the people in your environment, how they're talking to you, the things that they're saying, you can actually see these big changes coming ahead of time. But I do want you to know here in the Star that no matter what the change is, like the company that you're working for going bankrupt, or for example, in your studies, thinking that you can trust someone who you're doing a work project with, right, or just a study project with, but then they kind of drop the ball and you have to do all the work yourself. Those are the scenarios that I can see here in the Tower. Know here in the Star that it will actually teach you a lot about who is trustworthy, who isn't, and seeing the signs ahead of time, not putting yourself in a difficult situation because you can already see the smoke from miles away, and where there's smoke, there is fire. I can see here within the 4 of Cups that emotionally speaking, you are definitely going through a rough patch in 2022 when it comes to figuring out what your sacred space is, because it's such a personal thing, right? You can't really ask anyone about how you should decorate your home or how you should cleanse your home, declutter your home, because you either don't have people who vibe with you in such a spiritual way, or you just overall know that this is something you have to do alone and go through alone, and that can make you feel lonely, even though you have people in your life who love you, who would of course offer words of wisdom and advice at any given point. You know that there are a lot of things that you have to go through solo in 2022, and that is definitely something that is making you kind of reach your boundaries and your limits. But only when you test your boundaries and your limits are you able to grow and expand. Keep that in mind, all my beautiful life path number 2s. The moon is another symbol of your instinct, just as we spoke about in the wolf and the shark. But do know here in the moon that this is actually also a card that speaks of intuition and inner knowing and feeling like you can blindly trust your intuition without having to overanalyze or having to have confirmation before moving forward. So think to yourself, closing a business deal or talking to someone romantically, and you have a gut feeling that this is a good situation, or you have a gut feeling that this is going to go left and it's actually a situation in which you are going to get hurt or screwed over. So trusting that gut feeling without needing to first get hurt or needing to first go through a tough situation is what I can see here for 2022 that is available for you. The Queen of Pentacles shows me here that when it comes to being a boss, you're able to make decisions intuitively, and a lot of people ask themselves how you do it, but it's not magic. You just trust yourself. You just trust your abilities, and you trust in the fact that the universe will catch you, that your angels are here, and that you're being guided, and that everything will turn out for the better. You've made it up until this point in life, so of course if you simply put your best foot forward, you try your best, life is going to turn out amazing when you stop overthinking. And that is the type of vibe that I see you acquiring for 2022. Then we've got the cheetah. So in the cheetah, I can see here that you're getting very clear on your intentions, you're staying focused, and you're moving quickly to achieve your goals. So rather than hemming and hawing over uncertainties or things that you're not sure of, you're moving quickly, making decisions like that, and following your instinct and your intuition, which is actually also activating a lot of things in your life, a lot of possibilities and doors that open for you. Last but not least, in the goose, it's important for you to take time to rest and recuperate rather than continuing your striving. So finding a good balance between work, success, as well as rest, and taking time to recuperate and give yourself time also to sleep. To get a appropriate amount of sleep is one thing that I can see here in the goose for you, all of my beautiful life path number 2s. So life path number 2, we are at the end of your life path numbers prediction. I hope that you enjoyed this special format and this reading based on your life path number. Make sure that you leave a shark emoji in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here and that you received your reading, and of course that you're life path number 2 as well. Thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful life path number 3s, and welcome to your personal 2022 prediction. So let's get straight into it so we can figure out what is coming towards your life path number during the year 2022. We've got the forest, we've got the lake, as well as a dream time. So I can definitely see here in the forest and the lake that when it comes to sleeping and healthy sleeping, you're going to be doing a lot more of that during the year 2022, which is really great because as a life path number 3, you use up a lot of your energy because you're definitely someone who is filled with a lot of type of energetic vibration, and you need proper breathing. You need for your breath to be a belly breath, not just a breath that stops at the top of your lungs, in order for you to fully fuel every single cell with prana, with life force. In the dream time, I can also see here that you will be creating a lot of things in your dreams, remembering them, writing them down. You may even keep a dream journal that allows you to track what you're dreaming of and allows you to also reflect on it and see if you can bring those dreams into your creative ventures and projects. A lot of people say that the best ideas have come to people in their dreams. Think about that as 2022 for you when it comes to your sleep pattern. In the chimpanzee, I can see here that you're using your intuition and your intellect to solve problems and to get answers to your questions. You're not a one-trick pony. You're not going to just use one approach. You are combining the two. So you're not basing too much on just your rational mind or too much on your intuition. You are taking a happy medium of both and combining the two in order to get to your answers and in order to figure out what to do next. We also have the gorilla. So having two types of apes within your reading does show me here that you are using a side that is very progressive, a side of you that is not only instinctual but also rational. The gorilla is about taking time to listen compassionately to those you love, especially your family members, and again, being intuitive but also rational. So instead of being very emotional when a family member talks to you about something or feeling an outpour or an outburst of anger, of sadness, of happiness or love, you actually take yourself out of the situation. You take a couple steps back and think about what the best piece of advice you could give that person truly is. So if a close friend or family member is going through a breakup, for example, and they come to you to discuss what to do, and they say that their partner, and this partner is someone that you know, was actually not loyal to them, actually cheated on them, and stepped outside of the relationship or the marriage, I do see here in the gorilla that rather than getting very mad or just overall getting very worked up and emotional, you're being rational about it and thinking about what the best next move is rather than allowing for your emotions to take a hold of the situation. And here in connectivity to the lake, I can see that this comes from a place of maturity and stillness, because reactivity is simply something that you're not vibing with in 2022 anymore. The humpback whale shows me here that you are actually also spending a lot of time with music calming you, so listening to beats, to, for example, some chill step tracks. And I can see here that just overall listening is a big part of 2022 rather than talking or getting loud or getting mad or anything like that. The humpback whale shows me here that you're all about healing and you're all about peacefulness, and anything that makes you angry or makes you want to yell or scream is simply not invited to your 2022 experience. In the tiger, I can see here that you're being called upon to provide leadership. It's important for you to trust that you're capable of doing so. 2022 will have you being the leader, the glue that holds either your family or your workplace together. So that's a very serious role, and there's a lot of responsibility that's resting on your shoulders. It's important for you to believe in yourself. Next up, we've got the octopus, and the octopus is highly intelligent and great at problem solving. This is about practicing shape-shifting by altering your physical appearance and mannerisms, understanding in which situations it's important for you to be forceful and to have more masculine energy. That may be, for example, if you are in a room full of other people who have masculine energy, you maybe would better associate with them or better bring your ideas across by assimilating to their energy. And then maybe you have a friend who has very feminine energy, who has energy that is very dreamy, very creative, and maybe you can get closer to explaining things to them, get closer to their heart and to them understanding what you're talking about by, again, using their language, which would be more feminine. So I can definitely see here in the octopus that shape-shifting is an important part of 2022 for you, but that shouldn't be an issue because as a life path number 3, you're really great at communicating, talking to other people, and connecting with others, so you won't have any issues with that whatsoever. Next up, we've got the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups shows me here that you are definitely going to go through some times or phases in 2022 where you feel a little bit alone and like you don't know who to talk to. I can see that here in the Hermit as well. Because you're looked up to by so many people, it can be hard for you to reach out to people for help. And as a life path number 3, you're definitely very fun to be around, and it can be hard to drop that, not facade, but that side of yourself, and also be vulnerable, and also sometimes not be in the best mood and not be in the mood to be the mature one or the one that's holding everything together. The Chariot does show me here that your leadership qualities are what is most loved about you in 2022, because people need leadership, and you being able to provide that is very healing to others, but can be a little stressful to you, life path number 3. So do know here within the 8 of Pentacles that being a bit of a workaholic is 2022 for you, and it's important for you to remind yourself of balance and remind yourself here that yes, you are being called upon to provide leadership. I see that in the Tiger and in the Chariot. Believe in yourself, but also remind yourself that every good leader who believes in themselves also knows when they need to step away and take a break or a vacation. The Ace of Swords shows me here that a lot of reading, a lot of growing mentally and intellectually is a part of 2022 for you. You are definitely not going to be a one-trick pony. You're going to listen to podcasts and read lots of nonfiction books in order to become an even better leader. And the Princess of Cups does also show me here that you will have a great connection to a water sign. Think a Pisces, a Cancerian, or a Scorpio, who is going to give you a little bit of balance between being a leader and also just being a friend and a human being first and foremost. So staying close to that water sign friend who always brings you back to a chill place is a great thing for you to do during 2022, because they're like a shoulder to lean on. So all of my beautiful life path number 3s, this is your reading based on your life path number. I hope that you enjoyed this and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section that you are in fact a life path number 3 by leaving an octopus emoji in the comment section, or just simply letting us all know that you're a life path number 3. Thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, life path number 4, and welcome to your 2022 prediction. So I'm going to get straight into it. All you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy this highly personalized reading. First up, we've got the Man. So I can see here that you're going to go through a lot of dealings or a relationship here with a man that is going to have some sort of significant impact on your life during the year 2022. I can see here within the broken ring that you're parting ways in either romance or business with this person. And I can definitely see that they're going to push you to do something that you didn't expect to do. And you will be inspired by a woman. You will be inspired by someone who is expressing this divine feminine energy, not just physically, but energetically, in a way that you can relate to and in a way that shows strength. So I do want you to know here that with the Man and Woman and the broken ring, there's a lot going on for you personally, and there's a lot for you to deal with and to learn when it comes to a romantic situation or business. In the Wheel, all of my life path number 4s, I can see that your indecisiveness is something that you're learning to get under control, because as a life path number 4, you thrive in stable environments, and when stability is something that isn't provided, it can get a little confusing for you. You can get very indecisive. And I do see here in the Eagle that you will be able to triumph over troubles or obstacles, but 2022 isn't going to be an easy year for you. It's definitely going to be a year where changes are happening, you're parting ways with things that you knew, and you're starting fresh chapters. And this can be a little bit anxiety inducing for a life path number 4. So do know here within the bear that it's important for you to not make any hasty decisions or to trust someone who has proven that they are not trustworthy, such as the man here, because that will come with a sense of danger when it comes to money matters and earthly abundance. So do know here within the yoke that if you're feeling tired and you're feeling down, it's important for you to see that as a sign and a symbol that you must part way with those forces that are making you feel tired, that are making you feel like energy has been depleted or sucked out of you. I can see here within the blue heron that you're making a stand for what you believe in, and you're doing what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from this man, okay, from this person who brings this strong, masculine, forceful energy that makes you almost feel as though you're forced to conform to what they think is right, but you're not allowing them to have any power or a hold over you. That is why we've got the broken ring. That's why we've got the bear. It feels dangerous. It feels different for you, all of my life path number 4s, but this is an important part of your personal growth and emancipation. I can see within the cat that it's time for you to strike out on your own and relinquish your over dependency that you had with others. So the cat, the domestic cat, is still a symbol of you having independence. It is still a symbol of striking out and doing your own thing while not completely removing yourself from society or from other people. That's why we also have the woman, a place that is nurturing other human beings who understand you and who support you in freeing yourself from other people's desires and freeing yourself from other people's judgments. The cheetah shows me here that you're getting very clear about what you want, life path number 4. You're staying focused and you're moving quickly in order to achieve your goal. And this also means removing yourself from any dangerous, toxic relationship that doesn't serve you or that may even be physically dangerous to you. So in the cheetah, know here that as soon as you get clear about what you want, what you're tolerating in relationships and what not, moving very quickly is important for your safety and also ensuring that you know in the end you will be triumphant. The start is going to be daunting. It's going to feel challenging. It's going to feel difficult, and almost as though these dealings or just breaking apart from a toxic person, someone who loves to have control over you, like it's a mistake. But the more space that you gain from that person, the more that you can be reminded that it's actually better for you to not have stability in that relationship and to create new relationships that are healthy and be in a situation where maybe you don't know what comes next for a little bit, rather than being in a toxic situation where you have predictability, but it's not healthy to you or anyone surrounding you. I can see here within the full moon that you're going to complete breaking free from things that are not healthy to you. So all of my life path number 4s, you have a very deep reading. You have a reading where your personal and mental safety and health is involved and it matters, and the universe is speaking of it and wants you to know here in the full moon that you're going to go through this complete change, this complete shift and parting ways in either a romantic or business relationship where you were not valued the way that you should have been, where you were not treated in a manner that was as respectful as it should have been, and where you were put in a position of danger. And by danger, I also mean where you maybe constantly felt like you were on the chopping block, like this person may leave you, like you may lose your job. And removing yourself from a situation where you constantly feel like you are the second choice, like you are just there when it's convenient, can do so much for your self-confidence and also for your inner child. In childhood, I do see here that you're returning back to a place where you're doing things that your inner child would feel proud of, where you're doing things that your 5 or 10-year-old self would think, wow, that is so kick-ass. I am so proud of future me. So connecting with that part of yourself and reminding yourself that being independent is often a move that actually shows a lot of empowerment, and that actually shows that you don't give an F about what anyone else thinks that you should be doing, but you simply care about what you know feels right for you. That is one thing that I can see that matters more in 2022 for all of my life path number 4s, and you're putting that over just simply being liked by society or being liked by other people, being approved. I can see in the Princess of Pentacles that you have lots of fresh opportunities coming for you when it comes to your career and your professional life. But that makes a lot of sense, because if you were to part ways in business or in your professional life, that means that you would be starting something new. But the Princess of Pentacles shows me that you have an extraordinarily large amount of new opportunities and chances that are coming towards you financially and in business, because you're parting ways with people who have been holding you back, or maybe taking a bigger cut out of your life and out of your accomplishments than they really deserve to or should have. The Ace of Wands shows me that there may even be a new start of, for example, you actually going after someone who did you wrong in a lawful way. Okay, starting a case, a lawsuit. And I do want you to know here in the Ace of Wands to not put too much of your power and your energy into that situation. If someone did you wrong, simply brief a lawyer and allow them to deal with that negativity, but don't allow it to continue affecting your day-to-day dealings, because it's simply not worth it. There is no amount of money that would be worth something affecting you emotionally on a daily basis. So we've got the Four of Wands as well as the Sun. So I do want you to know here in the Four of Wands that while 2022 is going to be full of surprises, 2022 is also in the end still going to offer you the stability that you love and crave. All of my life path number 4s. So it may have been a little dramatic up until this point in the reading, because you are going through things. And I mean, life is just that. You go through things, and some years are going to be more challenging and harder and more confronting than others. And I wouldn't be a good reader if I wouldn't just simply tell you the truth. So do know here in the Sun that the truth about the Sun is that this is one of the most favorable cards in the tarot. And the Sun shows sunlight, of course, nurturing energy. It shows that there is safety, love, there is a place where you simply feel happy and blessed, and that is still going to be yours in 2022. Even though you're going through tough times, you know that you're making the right decision for yourself. And if you've ever been in a difficult situation where you knew you either had to leave or had to deal with dire consequences, then you know that in the end, leaving is a better choice. Even if you have to start your life from zero or from afresh, sometimes leaving is just what you need to do in order to regain your happiness as well as your peace. So all of my beautiful souls that happen to be life path number 4s, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section by leaving a little sun emoji down there. Thank you for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful life path number 5s, and welcome to your 2022 life path numbers prediction. So I'm going to get straight into your reading. Lean back, relax, and enjoy this really fun approach to a 2022 prediction. First up, we've got the Walrus. In the Walrus, I can see that remaining vigilant about the current situation, paying attention to signs, omens, and letting them dictate your choices is what you're doing in 2022. You're not allowing for anyone to whisper in your ear and tell you what to do next. You are paving your own way and making your own decisions based on your intuition and based on the signs that you're getting from your angels and the universe. I can see here within the boar that Rather than avoiding situations, you're facing them head on with confidence and courage, and you actually will emerge victoriously out of 2022 by using this approach. So your independence as well as your confidence is allowing you to have a successful upcoming calendar year. In the goose, I can see here that for all my life path number 5s, you're taking time to rest and recuperate rather than continuing your striving, but you may not be doing so by choice, because as a life path number 5, you love movement. You love when there's action, when there's a lot of things going on, when things feel like just overall very busy. Okay, you're the type of person who is restless, who doesn't like to do the same thing for a very long time. So for example, a very repetitive job is not for you. You like to be creative. So in the goose, I can definitely see that taking time to rest and recuperate may be a lesson that you learned when you overexerted yourself, when you came close to burning out, when you faced depression because you were just doing way too many things at once. I can see this confirmation in the 7 of Wands that you're going to learn this lesson the hard way. All of my life path number 5s, but I have to be honest with you, by having a little health scare that doesn't end up being serious, but it's just enough for you to be like, wow, if this would have been serious, then it really would have been bad. I have to start taking care of myself, sleeping enough, recuperating, chilling, relaxing. So I can definitely see that you need that little scare for the new beginning. And that is what the Death card is about. So all of my life path number 5s, this is not a scary card. This is a card that speaks of a fresh beginning, of a completely new start. The Death card is all about you letting go of the old self that would have maybe overworked yourself or kind of run yourself in the ground just in order to finish a project or just in order to have a certain grade or a certain look in your workplace of being the one who works really, really hard. Rather than putting that at the forefront, you're putting your health at the forefront. And that is what I can see here in the Death card. It's like the death of the old you who thought that your needs came second or last. Next up, we've got the 7 of Cups. You always have choices. And you've had choices way before 2022. But it's only in 2022 that you're actually choosing your health, that you're actually choosing recuperation rather than simply working your tail off. So all of my life path number 5s know that you could have come to this epiphany sooner, but you can be a bit of a stubborn life path number. And once you're driven and once you want to do something, it's hard to stop you. I can see here in the Ace of Wands that 2022 is going to be filled with a lot of new hobbies and creative ventures that you're looking into. And I can see here that those are going to be very adventurous ones. I see that in the boar. Okay, so you may actually even be traveling, seeing new destinations, doing really challenging things. Think mountaineering, think water sports, think just overall solo traveling, exploring new areas by yourself. And it's important for you to stay safe and to remind yourself that while you are increasing your confidence in 2022 and facing things head on may work in the workplace or in relationships with other people, when it comes to being out in nature or trying hobbies that could potentially be a little bit more on the dangerous side if you're not careful, it's important for you to always kind of take a very easy road, respect nature, respect whatever types of machines that you're working with for your own safety. I can see here in the Queen of Pentacles that you're making big moves financially in 2022 as a life path number 5. Confidence and courage really helps you to get to the next level financially, and it shows others that you are in fact capable of being a leader and of spearheading new projects. And in the 7 of Wands, I can see that you're going to have to fire or weed out someone who was dishonest and who lied. This could be someone who stole from the business you're working in or who was dishonest with you if you are in fact the business owner. If you're working with someone on a different project that has to do with your studies, for example, they didn't look through things as diligently as they should have. They lied to your face, and that's where you kind of draw a line, and crossing that line is really not cool. and you're going to disassociate yourself from anyone who does that. I see that you're not afraid to cut ties with them. I see that in the Death card and in the Ace of Wands. Next up, we've got the Six of Pentacles. So in the Six of Pentacles, I can see that you're very generous actually when it comes to giving second chances. But when someone crosses you in a way that you can just tell speaks of their character and their capabilities, that is when you personally also have to draw a line and protect yourself, because you know that it makes more sense to invest in people who may make honest mistakes, but at the end of the day, you know that their heart was in the right place and they weren't just looking out for themselves. Because there are people where when they're stressed out about family matters, as we can see here in the Empress, like how they're going to feed their child or take care of an elderly parent or just someone in their family, they may tend to exaggerate what they're capable of doing so that they can get those extra hours, so that they can work more and make more money. And when someone like that is dishonest with you, that is when you have a lot more of a generous heart and a lot more space to forgive, rather than someone who just simply wants all the glory, money, or fame for themselves. I can see here within the ancestors that you're going through changes where you're breaking different types of ancestral traits that were passed down to you, and maybe your ancestors or your parents, your great grandparents had to do a lot of lying or dishonest things to simply survive or stay alive. But then in this day and age where they don't need to anymore to stay alive, it's maybe just ingrained in them to not be 100% honest, or to maybe sugarcoat a lot of truths and a lot of situations to, for example, say, oh, it's okay that I didn't get a promotion. It's okay that people are being racist towards me because that's just how the world is, just as an example. And I can see that you're breaking that and you're putting your foot down and saying, no, maybe in the past you had to be like this in order to survive, but I am not going to conform to that, because we're in a different day and age and we need to keep things pushing for future generations to not have to put up with this old ancestral trauma. That is, of course, just a example. Okay, your ancestral trauma may be very different. It may have to do with female rights and females working and being in a position that only a man was in. I mean, the situations are very individual, but you get the idea. And in the island, I can see here that you're most likely going to be the only one in your family who is taking this step forward, who is being this progressive. And while the others may not be holding you back, they're not quite joining you in 2022 yet. They're just kind of like seeing how you fend for yourself, how you do out there in the real world, whether you come back wounded and limping or whether things work out for you. But they are kind of protecting themselves, so it feels like you're going through things alone. But I can see here that you will successfully overcome any problems that present themselves to you in 2022, all my life path number 5s, because you're diligent, you don't give up, and you're confident, and that really helps. I can see here in the finger that you're being warned of a problem either now or in the near future. We had that here in the Seven of Wands. That was your warning. Dishonesty. Also just follow your gut feeling and your emotions when it comes to, when you just feel that someone's lying to you. Trust that intuition and that emotion, as I can see here in the empty chair, that person will leave your life not long thereafter, because you're either pushing them away or they're leaving on their own because they know that what they did was wrong and they are, quite frankly speaking, embarrassed of it. Last but not least, in the 4-leaf clover, know that 2022 for life path number 5 is filled with good fortune. It's filled with positive vibes, as well as just overall feeling like, yeah, this is a lucky time. This is a time in which you are finally the one who has the winning lottery ticket, and you can simply enjoy that life is going up and you're feeling like you're really lucky just naturally without trying. So all of my beautiful life path number 5s, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful and that you liked this very fun, different, innovative approach to reading that's actually based on your life path number. Let me know down below by letting me know that you're a life path number 5. You can also leave a 4-leaf clover emoji to just even more solidify your good luck for 2022, to manifest it, to put it out there. Thank you so much for being here, for spending this divine time and space with me as I channel these messages for you. Know that I'm sending you so much love, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all of my beautiful souls who happen to be a life path number 6. Welcome to your 2022 prediction based on your life path number. I'm going to get straight into it, while all you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy this really fun, spicy approach to a 2022 prediction. So first up, we've got the monkey. So I can see here within the monkey for all of my life path number 6s that family is going to be in the forefront, which works really beautifully for you as you're a very family-oriented life path number. You care about others. You like to be that nurturing soul. And I can see here in the monkey that community, innovation, and balancing body, mind, and soul, those are all integral parts of 2022 for your life path number. So making sure that you are in a healthy community and a community that supports innovation and progress is essential for you. You're abandoning any type of community that likes to continue its outdated ways or is in any way, how should I say, judgmental of other people. I can see here within the horse that you seek freedom. You seek prana, life force. You seek action. You do not want to stay still. 2022 is going to be filled with changes that come with you exploring new territories of life, and also you taking action in your community as well and changing things. So if there are, for example, a lot of people in your community who struggle with mental health, then you are going to look for ways in which you can help. You could start a YouTube channel, you could start a blog, you could, for example, start a meetup where you simply converse with other people about how things can change for the better. I can see here within the deer that you're a very compassionate, kind person. You have a lot of unconditional love to give, and this is really coming out during 2022. Maybe because the base vibration of 2022 is precisely your life path number, right? We have 2 + 0 + 2 + 2, which equals 6. So we have the number 6 show up constantly, which is a number of compassion, of gratitude, of unconditional love, giving, and also non-judgment. So I can definitely see here within the deer how that is reflected within 2022 for you, and it's just a year that really resonates with you. This shows here in the 8 of Pentacles because you will come very far professionally speaking as well. So it's almost like the more you give, the more you receive, all of my fellow life path number 6s. So pour a lot of time and energy into ventures that feel good and that show that you're unafraid to give your time, energy, and effort to others. The 5 of Wands does show me here that there will be a point in 2022 where you're going to want to just throw it all away and give up. Okay, so 2022 will have a challenging time. I wouldn't be a good reader if I would keep that from you and if I would just, sweet talk the situation, but I can see here in the 4 of Pentacles that it has to do with how other people are handling the finances. So other people are either keeping more money to themselves rather than sharing with others who are in dire need, and that is something that really just pisses you off. All of my life path number 6s, you're asking yourself, why can we not share? Why can we not come together in order for everyone to have a good life rather than just a few people to have a good life and the rest to be struggling and suffering? So that is when I see you hitting like a turning point and hitting a rough patch where you want to give up and you feel like humanity is just never going to learn and never going to get any better because there are just a few people who want to hoard all of the resources. But I can see here within the gong that there is an exciting event that will take place that will have you change your mind and make you feel like maybe things aren't that bad after all. Maybe you didn't need to feel so strongly about this. The cobweb shows me here that you are protected from negative forces beyond your control, and that this exciting event, it could be a charity event, for example, that you're helping put together, or a company that you didn't expect to donate and do things for the community, actually stepping forth and doing it. You are also a part of this organization, of this work that's being done, and you're protected from any type of negative energy that may have been affecting you beforehand. But 2022 just shows here that you're simply focused on the results, you're simply focused on helping, on giving back, on being compassionate, and you're not putting up with any nonsense whatsoever. In the vulture, I can see here that there's definitely this anxiety as you're dealing with humanity and it's kind of, how should I say, egotistical side, and this worries you. And you're, of course, also worried that people are working against all of the work you're putting in to help others. But I do want you to know here in the bag that there are important things in 2022 that you are a part of, things that change the world, okay, life-changing things. And I also see here in the bag that there's something important such as a new job or a raise that's coming towards your life path number in 2022. So as we spoke about, it's almost as though the more good you put out, the more good you receive as well. So it only makes sense as to why the bag would be showing up for life path number 6 in 2022. In the river, know here that you are actually the one who is spearheading and controlling a lot of the movement that happens around you. And once you get over being annoyed with people who have so many resources but do nothing good with it, once you get over that initial annoyance, you actually start to realize here that putting your energy into your charitable causes and into helping others creates a lot more movement than being annoyed over people who aren't doing the same. And it actually puts you in a position where, yeah, there can be exciting events and collaborations when you simply choose to love everyone unconditionally, as we spoke about here in the deer, rather than judge someone. Maybe someone who has a lot of resources doesn't know yet how to utilize them, and you can teach them how, you can enlighten them. I do see here within the summer solstice that the more you turn towards being a teacher and offering help and practicing a non-judgment, the more you will find that your life turns into this radiant, beautiful, warm, should we call it fireball? My life path number 6s. You know what I mean. The more your life turns into a place that harbors a lot of love and that harbors a lot of beautiful energy. Childhood you would be proud of you during 2022. That is one thing that I can see here for you, life path number 6. So allow for 2022 to unfold beautifully, to unfold in this way that marks another year where you've learned a lot about yourself and others, and you understand, as we have laid out here in the Milky Way, that it's all about perspective, right? Of course, we can vilify other people who have a lot, or other people who were given opportunities that maybe we had to work very hard for and it was just handed to other people. It's easy to become the victim and to vilify those people, but it's also all about perspective. You know, when someone doesn't understand what was handed to them, you can educate them and you can actually awaken a very compassionate side in them, a side that is filled with gratitude and now wants to help and is inspired by what you've been able to tell them and wants to move forward in a way that is in alignment with a world that is caring and that is filled with love as well as positive intention. So all of my beautiful life path number 6s, it's definitely important for you to stay open-minded, right? And to not allow your emotions to take over or turn you against anyone, because you never know how misinformed some people may be and how much a little bit of love and a little bit of belief in their ability to turn on their humanity can actually go, how much change that can actually invoke. And it starts with you. So life path number 6, this is your life path numbers prediction for 2022 that I received for you. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a little planet emoji down below in the comment section, or a star emoji, or simply say you're a fellow life path number 6 to let me and others know that you made it to the end of your reading and you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, life path number 7, and welcome to your 2022 life path number prediction. So I'm going to get straight into your readings. All you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy this life path number prediction. So first up, we've got the Roadrunner as well as the Hawaiian Owl. So in the Roadrunner, I can see here that keeping your sense of humor is an important part of 2022. There will be times where you're laughing to yourself, asking yourself if this is really your life, and it's important for you to not take things so seriously, especially when unexpected divine interventions are taking place. In the Hawaiian Owl, I can see here that your ancestral spirit guides are offering your guidance during 2022, and you're being called to pay close attention to signs and omens from them. You are a very intrinsic type of person, life path number 7. You are someone who has a lot of wisdom within, and you allow for your mind to lead the way. So you're already very smart and knowledgeable. So do know here within the Hawaiian Owl that this is going to be amplified, and alongside with you having a good sense of humor, 2022 is actually looking like a pretty prosperous year for you when it comes to growth and also figuring out ways to problem solve. Next up, we've got the hawk. Wow, we've got a lot of birds here for you. The Roadrunner, the Hawaiian Owl, now the hawk. So constantly seeing feathers as a synchronicity would be another reminder that your ancestral spirit guides are here offering you guidance. The hawk is all about observation, truth, and it is also a visionary messenger. So you seeing synchronicities is an important part of 2022. There will be certain reoccurring symbols and patterns that are unavoidable and undeniably there for you, life path number 7. So observe this and see how this actually leads you to your truth. Like, for example, every time you see a certain feather, you may feel inclined to tell the truth or to speak up. You may feel inclined to do something that makes you different or reinforces the fact that you don't just go with the crowd, you kind of do your own thing. I can see within the Coyote that you're also very resourceful and thoughtful during 2022. As a life path number 7, you derive a lot of your wisdom from within. And again, you are a problem solver. You're someone who makes the best of what they have. And you're also someone who observes your surroundings, observes the synchronicities. If you always see the same symbol pop up whenever you're mad, sad, or you have a great idea, you know that there's a deeper meaning. You know that your guides are there trying to support you and trying to lead the way. I can see here within the seahorse that partnerships as well as overall, how should I say, like work division and partnerships, that is an important thing for you to look at in a very progressive way, and also to take a partner's upbringing into account as well. If you're in a romantic relationship, you may feel kind of like you're putting in more work than the other person, but it's important for you to take into account how they were raised, the type of household that they were raised in, what type of role models that they had or did not have. Take that into account when you're speaking to them about how you feel work-life balance and family time should be. If you do not feel like women should be managing the household all by themselves, this is something that you should definitely speak up about and bring up, but bring it up in a way that they understand that maybe your worldview is very different from theirs. I can see here within the fish that 2022 is a year of determination for all my life path number 7s, and you're determined to either be with someone who understands that we have progressed past the point of racial and gender stereotypes, or you would rather be alone. I can definitely see in the fish a very strong sense of self, a fighting spirit. You will explain it to someone to a certain point, but if they are hell-bent on not understanding, then you will move on. I can see within the dolphin that you're a very loving, playful, and your breath is a powerful tool in 2022. Your breath being a part of your practice of meditation or yoga yoga, or just overall paying more attention to your breath, life path number 7. How are you breathing right now, for example, as you're watching this video? Are you breathing in deep belly breaths, or are your breaths very shallow and just at the top of your lungs and the top of your neck? It's very important for you to take deep belly breaths and to lovingly remind yourself, hey, breathing is important, and also breathing deeply is very important, because that is what supplies your body, every single cell in your body, with oxygen that you need to survive. So the quality of your breathing kind of determines the quality of your life as well as your longevity, and taking that more into account is what I see in 2022. In the volcano, we have some volatility. Okay, so you're not afraid to tell someone how you feel. You're a lot more outspoken, and you can even be straight up a little hurtful in certain situations, life path number 7. And because you are a creator, because you're definitely someone who does a lot of things on their own as a life path number 7, and you like your freedom of not having to explain yourself, and you enjoy the control and possibility of solitude, when someone kind of comes in between you and your solitude, or you and the things that you planned out for yourself, you can be very direct, and that is something that you sometimes don't realize can hurt another person, as I do see here within the iceberg, that it can make others feel a little bit like there's distance between you and them. Other people can feel like you don't quite get when you hurt them or understand them, and they know it's not coming from a bad place, that you're just merely not necessarily used to taking everyone's emotions into account at every given point in time. And sometimes it's also hard for you to know when people don't speak up. So you being very honest and direct is something that most people don't take the wrong way, but some people will definitely be a little bit hurt by your openness. But hey, it's better to be honest and to risk hurting someone than to comfort them with a lie or sugarcoat everything. In the 4 of Wands, I can see you building a home and stability, so settling down. So if you're not quite comfortable wherever you're living right now, life path number 7, know that you will find a home base either in another country or in another apartment or house where you will be able to settle down and feel like you can stay there for a very long time. Whereas the 5 of Pentacles shows me that this will take up a substantial amount of your savings and your earnings, which makes a lot of sense, because if you're moving or buying a new home or just settling down somewhere new, the move and just changing lifestyles, it can cost a lot of money, and it can kind of make you feel as though your financial situation is weakened, because right now all of your resources are focused on that investment. In the Judgment card, it's important for you to remind yourself that just as quickly as money is spent, it can also be made. I know a lot of people just focus on that making money is a lot harder than spending it, which to a certain degree it is true. But at the same time, we can also make it harder to make money and gain abundance by just telling ourselves it's hard. Of course, then it's going to be difficult, right? So in Judgment, it's all about perspective and not reinforcing the narratives that making that money back is hard. Remind yourself that making that money back is possible. It's something that you can do without a problem, so you can invest into your next venture soon. The 7 of Cups here shows me this perspective is something that you're taking very seriously. In 2022, life path number 7, you are all about just picking healthy perspectives, perspectives that allow you to believe in yourself and not feel like you're now stuck paying off a mortgage or a house for the next lifetime of yours. In the Page of Pentacles, I do also want you to understand that yes, this is all new and a little bit daunting, especially the big investment that you're making in 2022. But in order to become that mogul, that CEO of your life, someone who is financially literate and understands how to invest money in a wise way, it is very important for you to take that first step, to try that first investment, because without being a beginner or a novice at something, you can never become an expert. And the people you look up to, keep in mind they once were beginners as well, so don't be ashamed to be a beginner or to be completely new at something. So all of my life path number 7s, this is your prediction. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Make sure that you leave a little fish emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to the end of your reading and that you are a life path number 7. Thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, Life Path number 8, and welcome to your Life Paths 2022 prediction. So as a Life Path number 8, by now, you already know that you're someone who gets your worth from accomplishing great things. You always have a bigger goal. But now let's see what that entails in the year 2022 for you. So lean back, relax, and enjoy this reading. So first up, we've got the dragonfly. The dragonfly is actually a symbol of prosperity. The dragonfly is a symbol of inspiration and light, and I do want you to know here in the dragonfly that it shows immense strength coming your way in 2022. Next up, we've got the lion for all my life path number 8s. So in the lion, we have authority, cooperation, and overcoming struggles. This makes a lot of sense with the dragonfly. I can see that in 2022, you're going to be overcoming more struggles than you expected, and you're going to do so with an air of authority. This may be because you are being courageous and brave, but you may also just seem physically intimidating to other people. But again, your confidence also speaks volumes. So when you enter a room with confidence, somehow people believe that there is a reason why you're so confident, and they look up to you for answers, and they give you more of an opportunity to be in a position of leadership and authority. In the monkey, I can see here that your community is important for you, and you're all about innovation. You're all about the good of humanity and the community. You want a balanced approach to work, so work should serve you and, of course, finance a life in this world for you, but it should also benefit other people. You also want to ensure that other people can live a life where they have a fair wage, where they have fair working conditions, healthy working conditions, and you're not just about yourself. Just as much as you want to take care of your needs and maybe your family's needs as well, children, pets, you also want to ensure that everyone close to you is on a vibrational frequency where they're not constantly worrying about where their next meal is going to come from. In the box, I can see that you will receive a big gift in 2022. This is a very favorable symbol. And next up in the turkey, I can see that you are receiving this gift that should have been someone else's, but they are behaving in a way that turns people off from giving them this gift. Okay, so instead, the gift goes to you because people can see how much work and how much heart you're putting into things. We've got the lion again, so the lion has showed up twice for you. This tea leaf fortune deck actually comes with 200 different cards, so the fact that you received the lion for the second time just reinforces the fact that the lion seems to be your spirit animal or your guiding animal during 2022. And this is an animal that symbolizes not only strength and courage, but also phallic masculine energy. The male lion shows that it is time for you to act. It's time for you to stand up for yourself, and also to remind yourself that you too can be a person of authority where taking credit is finally due for you. In the coins, I can see money coming to you, which makes a lot of sense with this authority and you finally stepping into the leadership role and finally taking credit where credit is due. And furthermore, I also want you to know that as a life path number 8, you're all about hard work and hard lessons. So yes, you may have gone through some really hard lessons in 2021, but 2022 will be the year in which these lessons are finally paying off, in which you finally see some results coming your way, and you finally see that you didn't just put all of that work and effort in, and it was in vain, not at all. I can see here within music that harmony is important, all of my life path number 8s, and music helps you go to a harmonious place in your heart and soul. Listening to music can completely shift your perception of what reality is. If you're in a bad mood and you listen to a fun song and you're able to shake your body, you all of a sudden feel like you're in a better space, and your reality has been completely changed from one moment to the next just through the power of music. So music is an important aspect of your life when it comes to the harmonization of your life and your experiences. The clouds show me here that you're able to shapeshift, which means that being this lion is not necessarily where you started out. I can see here with the dragonfly that you feel very inspired, and you begin to self-reflect on what some people that you look up to have been able to change in their energy in order to become this leader, in order to become the one who acts rather than follows. And that's why the clouds really tie in so beautifully, because you're shape-shifting from not being quite sure, or laying low, being a little bit less visible, or a little bit less intimidating. In the dragonfly, you shift from that to the lion. So we definitely have some big shape shifting happening, and you may sometimes still feel like the dragonfly, but to others you're coming off as a lion. So it's kind of funny to watch when you're unsure whether you'll be successful at striking out on your own in a business deal, or being able to get someone to agree to certain terms in a contract, and they see you as the lion, but deep within you, you're still a little dragonfly, and it works. You're like, wow, how did that happen? Well, life path number 8, remember you have the lion's energy in you during the year 2022. In Gaia, I can also see here that while you have this authoritative energy, you are by no means like a tyrant or anything like that. You still have very nurturing energy. And when it comes to lions, as you may or may not know, the female lions retain a lot of, well, the lionesses, I guess, they retain a lot of this nurturing energy within the group. And I do want you to know here within Gaia that still being there for friends and family and being caring, you don't have to choose between being authoritative and being caring and nurturing. You can do both, but it's important for you to know when to switch to meaning business and when it's okay for you to be softer. In the whale, I can see that you find this to be still a little bit hard to do, life path number 8. It's almost like breaching some sort of law of harmony that you have within you, because as a life path number 8, you crave nothing more than harmony in your life as well as success. So sometimes it can feel like it's contradicting itself. How can you be nurturing and nice, but at the same time also be like a strong figure of authority or a boss? So I can definitely see that it's a bit of a balancing act, and it's a fine line for you. Next up, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. You've got to do what you got to do, and that's what the Queen of Pentacles knows, and this is an embodiment of you. Let me tell you a little something about the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who knows what they have to do in order to be financially secure and safe, in order to keep their standing in a company or in their professional life, and also knows when is the right time to talk about emotions, but they don't mix the two in an unprofessional manner, because they know that when it's about money, there's no time to play, because people's jobs are on the line, people's families need to be fed, and they too need to take care of their personal affairs. And that is where I can see you finding a new identity and a new way of balancing the two without feeling bad about yourself. The 10 of Cups is actually a super positive card when it comes to relationships, all my life path number 8s. The 10 of Cups speaks of happiness, fulfillment, being in a space where your relationships truly give you that emotional depth and intimacy that you've always wanted and that you've always craved, and you just ultimately, you feel heard, you feel understood, you feel like you have a deep connection, and you also connect with a romantic partner through music. You connect with them through speaking, through self-reflection especially, and letting go of the ego or trying to seem attractive and simply being yourselves around one another, and also putting pride aside very often, which is something that a lot of people struggle doing, but because you have shapeshifted from the dragonfly to the lion, you're capable of that. People who are born as lions or who have always been treated as lions in a position of authority and in a position of kind of having it all handed to them, if you know what I mean, they find it very hard to put their pride or their egos aside. But for you, you've been kind of like the underdog. You've been a bit of a shapeshifter, so you're capable of putting pride and ego aside while still having so many different shapes and versions of yourself that you can use whenever necessary and whenever it's beneficial in the big picture, which also makes you a really awesome partner because you're not stuck in your ways and you don't feel as though you have to be the leader or you have to be the boss. You know that it's a give and take situation, and you're okay with putting your pride and ego aside every now and then as well. So all of my beautiful life path number 8s, this is your life path number prediction for 2022. I truly hope that you enjoyed this reading and that you found it insightful. Leave a lion emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you are life path number 8 and that you are here. Thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me. Know that I appreciate you and I'm sending you so much love, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful life path number 9s, and welcome to your life path numbers 2022 prediction. So I'm going to get straight into it. All you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy this super fun and personal reading that is based on your life path number. So let's move right into this very special prediction. First up, we've got the swan. So all of my life path number 9s, grace, intuition, and the power of self, these are all yours. This is actually not surprising because as a life path number 9, you have a special type of magic that surrounds you and follows you. You embody the wisdom of a sage. You're the type of person who already has very strong intuitive powers, and you connect very deeply to source. You're just overall someone who others seek out for wisdom and others seek out for advice very naturally. I can see here within the firefly that you definitely carry a lot of people's secrets and ideas with you, especially during 2022, because people feel so safe around you that they open up. And they just illuminate parts of themselves that they have kept in the dark to so many others. But with you, they kind of feel safe. With you, they feel seen, and they feel as though you're going to keep secrets to yourself. So you definitely have a lot of secrets, all of my life path number 9s, that could honestly ruin people's lives, just to put it bluntly. But people trust you so much, and you're definitely one to keep those secrets and to not betray people's trust. I can see here within the fish that you have a strong sense of self, and other people notice that. Okay, your energy speaks for itself. But I also see here in the fish that you have these emotions of determination and wanting to change something for yourself, and this very strong need and want to do something life-changing in 2022. It's coming from a very emotional, deep place where you have something to prove to yourself, that either you will finally travel to some of the countries you've wanted to see, or you will start that business, you will be successful in love or in your career, in your exams. You know what I mean, all of my life path number 9s. So you're definitely very determined to get to that place. You're very emotional, so there may be tears along the way. If there are any setbacks, you take it very personally, because when you set your goal, that is something that is personal to you, and reaching that goal, it has become a personal matter and affair. Next up, we've got the owl. So in the owl, I can see here that to others you are very mysterious, and even to yourself, it's like you're super mysterious. You are the type of person who continuously uncovers aspects and parts of themselves that they didn't know. You have a lot of hidden potential. And sometimes you scare yourself. Sometimes you're like, whoa, where did that insight come from? Where did that part of myself come from that has been opening up and blossoming? You may have never expected that you would be on a more spiritual path, or that you would even be watching a video like this, yet here you are, like, wow, where did it come from that you feel connected to seeking psychic insight? Or maybe you even start to discover your own psychic abilities in 2022. I can see here in the Two of Swords that you can't really foresee or foretell anything properly in 2022. It's going to be a series of surprises and unexpected events. So it's important for you to let those come towards you and not try to control any situations, because they're not controllable. They're not happening in a way that you can influence them. And I can see here within the Five of Cups that it can definitely feel to you sometimes as though life is happening to you and not for you. But again, perspective is important, and making sure that you don't just stick to that type of narrative. Remind yourself, life path number 9, you are one of the most mature, wise life path numbers out there. People seek out your advice for a reason. Give yourself a little piece of that advice during 2022 in order to keep you on the right track. Yes, a lot of things are happening that you can't really control, but they are happening for you. It's just important that you see it in that way. You learning about your psychic abilities, even though it may freak you out, or you may think, I really don't need another thing new to learn about myself. I have so many things I'm dealing with. Know that nothing will be dealt to you that you can't deal with, and everything is happening for a reason. And because you're kind of very distracted, I can see in the Four of Pentacles that you're almost being a little cheap during 2022. You're not spending too much money on anything because nothing is properly written in stone, right? Even just traveling, for example, it's something that you can't plan super far in advance. So in the Four of Pentacles, I can see that you're spending less money than you usually would, and that your savings are increasing, therefore. The Lovers card shows me that rather than thinking of how you can gain more in a material sense or what you can spend your money on, you're actually going through some interesting changes in love. I can definitely see that you are starting to understand more about why a lot of people have these feelings of being queer or of not really saying what they're into in love, because it's just so subjective and personal. There may be one person of one gender that you find really attractive, and then you may meet another person of another gender. You never thought about it in that way, but you're like, wow, this person is really beautiful. You may think that in a romantic sense, maybe in a platonic sense, but in the Lovers, I can see that just overall, your love for humanity and the people around you is ever increasing, life path number 9, and you're becoming less and less judgmental throughout 2022, which makes for a beautiful fresh start to a relationship, because that way you can even allow for a lot of candidates to be potential partners. The Ace of Cups is the symbol of a fresh relationship beginning, and because you're practicing so much non-judgment, this person can be themselves and truly reveal who they are, and that teaches you a lot about yourself as well, and it opens up a lot of doors of possibility in this relationship. So we have some really beautiful developments coming towards you, all of my life path number 9s, and the World is honestly, so to say, the best card in the tarot. The World speaks of fulfillment, of you having everything you need. There's nothing you could want for, and ultimately 2022 being a full success for life path number 9. You're balanced, you have had a lot of amazing experiences, you've learned some lessons the hard way, but overall you can say it's been a very successful year. And I do want you to know here in the Four of Cups that despite sometimes feeling like it's a lonely road, you understand that there are some moments of solitude that have brought you so far. because there are some moments in which I, for example, really feel like crying and I wish I had someone to hold me or to comfort me. But I have to go through those moments alone. I can't just every time pick up the phone and cry my heart out to someone, because sometimes you really just grow the most when you face things by yourself and you remind yourself that you can overcome things without any external support. You can overcome things through your faith that you're strong enough to do so. And the Queen of Swords is intellectually a very strong person. This is a representation of someone who isn't afraid to go through things by themselves. They also aren't afraid to speak up, even if it hurts other people. And overall, they're very cutthroat when it comes to love. So here in connectivity to the Lovers and the Five of Cups, all of my life path number 9s, your directness may actually end up hurting someone. So try to be careful with how you let people down who are maybe romantically interested in you if you are not also interested in them. Remember to tread lightly, because after all, you don't want to hurt someone's feelings unnecessarily when they're already experiencing a rejection. In the Four of Wands, understand here that too much routine becomes very boring for you, and stability is definitely something that you crave. But when things are too mundane, it's not really vibing with you. And I can definitely see that experiences are what make your world amazing during 2022. So spend more money on experiences rather than things in the earthly realms like little items. Of course, investing in something bigger like stocks or a home or something that is an asset that can increase in value, that is definitely very important, and that's definitely an area of your life where you can feel very happy with how you're spending money. But keep in mind here, it's very important to not suffer from lifestyle inflation, where as soon as you have more money to spend, you end up spending more, and then you're still on zero at the end of the month, or you're still in the minus no matter how much money that you make. I can see here within the Eight of Pentacles that honing your skills is a part of 2022 that you didn't expect. I can see that there's a lot more growth happening for you professionally and a lot more authority that you're gaining in your field. You're being seen as more of an expert than you've been seen in the past. And the Ace of Pentacles shows me that this brings absolutely new, stunning, very interesting opportunities your way in your career. So for example, being seen as an expert in the field and being able to go on a podcast or give an interview, to go on a TV station and let others know what your field of expertise is all about, and your opinion really being valued. That is one thing that I can see here for 2022 that gives you a bit more of a competitive edge and heads up to other people in your professional field. So all of my life path number 9s, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section by leaving a little rabbit emoji down there, or simply letting me know that you are a life path 9. Thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, life path number 11, and welcome to your life path numbers 2022 prediction. So I'm going to move straight into it. All you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy this reading. We've got the Seven of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the Moon. So I do want you to know here in the Seven of Pentacles as well as the Two of Pentacles that work-life balance is something that you're looking at in more detail, and the Seven of Pentacles definitely shows me here that it's all about your habits. So reading a book such as Atomic Habits, just overall focusing on building little habits that have a big effect, is what you're doing during the year 2022. As a life path number 11, you are unbelievably intuitive, and often you even exhibit some psychic abilities. You have this master number as a life path, which comes with its very own difficulties, and I can see here in the Moon that your intuition intuition actually speaks so much that it can be hard for you to even know what to go with. It's not that you don't hear your intuition, it's that your intuition is just constantly babbling, so to say, and it's hard to even know what to go with, right? What piece of information you want to act on that you're intuitively hearing or intuitively receiving from the divine. I can see here within the fox that it's important for you to build your flexibility and to use your sensitivity as something that serves you, not feel as though it is something bad. I do want you to also understand here that as a life path number 11, you are a beautiful soul, which easily attracts others to you. And you do really well in relationships because you're usually very attuned to your partner's emotions. But having such strong awareness also really does mean that you have to be flexible if you're with partners or friends or family who are moody or highly emotional, because you too have sensitive energy that picks up on absolutely everything. In the mermaid, I can see here that your unconventionality is going to come out even more during the year 2022. You have very strong convictions and you will follow those, whether that is animal conservation, whether that is saving the environment, helping underprivileged human beings on this planet. The mermaid definitely shows me here that any part of you that is unconventional and selfless, you will be living out more, and that will actually give you so much satisfaction. The puffin shows me here you're having a good time, you're fiercely independent, and flexibility will not be an issue. After all, we did briefly talk about that in the fox, how it's important for you to be flexible. The puffin is now the confirmation that 2022 is actually one of those years where you do not take anything personally and you don't take anything too seriously. You simply allow life to happen, and you're reminding yourself that it doesn't really matter whether you do things that people like or don't like. Anything that you do doesn't matter all that much, because one day everyone is going to forget about it if they haven't already, right? If something embarrassing has happened to you, people move on. They're too busy with their own lives and they won't remember, or maybe they don't even think it's embarrassing. They don't even notice it. If you do something that you feel might disappoint your friends or your family, you pick a career that you think they do not like, who cares, life path number 11, because one day they will no longer be. You will be hopefully left with still a good chunk of your life to live, and you want to live it to its fullest extent. They had their time. Now it's time for you to live life in the way that is satisfactory, and one day all of us won't exist anymore, and anything that you've done is most likely not going to matter all that much. So live your life to the fullest. Take this chance to make positive changes in the world, and remember that the things that you think are big disappointments or are not great things, illuminate those as not really mattering and actually not changing very much about this world or another person's existence. You are responsible for your life, for your own autonomy. You are responsible for the ideas that you have and whether you follow through on those, and you are responsible for your own satisfaction with your life. So keep that in mind and live every single day following what feels right to you rather than living your life for others. That is one of the most common regrets that people have who are, say, at the end of their lifespan, that they lived their life for others. And as a life path number 11, you can sometimes get very caught up in trying to figure out who you are and how you want to live your life, who you want to make happy in this lifetime. Remind yourself that first and foremost, have fun. The Three of Cups confirms it. The Three of Cups is all about having a good time. It's all about celebrating, enjoying, and also learning from people with different cultural backgrounds, coming from different parts of the world, having a friend group, a friend circle that is filled with interesting individuals who are on a mission to live their best lives as well. The world is known as basically the best card in the tarot deck, to say it very simply. The world stands for not only fulfillment, but you feeling as though the world is your oyster and actually experiencing a lot of great situations in 2022 that make you feel like you're living that life you've always dreamt of, and like every single moment is sacred. And the world is truly an indicator that 2022, for all my life path number 11s, will be the first time that you feel alive again, that you feel like you're living your purpose. The King of Cups shows me a strong sense of not only authority, but also emotional stability and emotional maturity. The King of Cups represents you or someone close to you who knows what they want out of life, and they're not going to compromise on that. And the King of Cups is definitely also a symbol that shows that you are not compromising in love when it comes to the respect that you require, as well as I can see here in the Nine of Cups that romantically it's almost like an all-you-can-eat buffet for all of my life path number 11s. There are a lot of people who are naturally drawn to you, and you may not feel that way, but maybe you simply don't notice the people who are attracted to you because they are here. And the Nine of Cups shows me that you really get to choose, okay? You're not being chosen like in middle school where people choose others to be on their sports team and you're afraid you're going to be picked last. That's not the situation. You are doing the picking, all of my life path number 11s, and it's important for you to remember that, and also to see just how wanted you are and just how high of a price tag that you have in the dating world. Not that anyone has a certain price, but I'm just saying how high value that you're seen as by other people. I do see here within the whale that this is a big change for you to feel so in control and so powerful, because as a life path number 11, you can become very uncertain about where life is supposed to lead you, because in order to fulfill your master number potential, you have to learn to lean into your life purpose by harnessing your psychic skills, because like that you can kind of create or reach this incredible spiritual enlightenment and this incredible understanding of yourself and the world around you. But again, you have to not be afraid of who you are and lean into it. And as a life path number 11, you're often afraid of this, of the island, of solitude, of being alone with yourself, your thoughts, and simply having to be okay with who you are and potentially lean into who you are, because it is daunting and scary. So as a life path number 11, keep in mind here that solitude during 2022 is actually your biggest teacher, and is actually the biggest way in which you can breach from not quite knowing how to handle life path number 11's energy and stepping into your full potential and your life's purpose. I can see here within the claw, it's important for you not to take risks emotionally. You have enough that you're dealing with in 2022. Don't take risks when you can already feel that someone isn't for you. Okay, some red flags, or if someone ghosts you, they're playing the hot and cold game, or they have left their other friend group or partner for you. Just keep in mind that as quickly as they left someone else to be with you, they may do the same to you. And I can see here within the brew, all of my beautiful life path number 11s, that you are most likely going to be the owner of a new home, and this is going to bring a new attitude, or you're going to kind of renovate, completely revamp, declutter your space is what I meant to say in 2022, and that too is going to bring completely new energy. If you've ever done a big thorough clean of an area, a room, a space, it's like the entire energy is shifted and the whole space becomes so much more inviting. And that is definitely one thing that I can see here in the broom that you're focusing on more and more in 2022, is creating an environment that facilitates your success in other areas of life, not one that blocks it or that makes you feel like you're all over the place, because often when our living space is completely cluttered and all over the place, then so are our minds. So you're kind of ensuring that your environment helps you to be as successful as you can be in 2022. So all of my beautiful life path number 11s, my master number 11s, thank you for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. Know that I cherish and appreciate you. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful life path number 22s, and welcome to your 2022 life path number prediction. This is a very special type of video. It is not a common thing. Well, I've never seen it on YouTube, doing predictions based on life path numbers. So I really hope that you enjoy your reading and that you cherish it. As a life path number 22, you're known as the master builder, as you already know by now from the video that I posted simultaneously to this one. And one of the things that sets you apart from other life path numbers is your extreme dedication. You're not afraid of putting in hard work, and you're all about creating something that can outlive you. I can see here in the Black Panther, you're fearless, you're enigmatic, you are royally protected. The Black Panther definitely also shows me that when it matters for you to be the underdog, you can be the underdog and you can ride low. But when you need to shine, you're the one that takes everyone's breath away. So you can do both. You don't always need to command attention or command anyone's energy. But when you do, it's like the whole room just flocks towards you. Next up, we've got the seahorse. In the seahorse, I can see here that you're definitely someone who makes for a great partner, especially a business partner. You work hard to be of service to others and to improve humankind as a whole in some way. And I can definitely also see here in the seahorse that perception is important for you. You are terrified of failing or of letting people down, which is where you could benefit from being a little more easy on yourself, master number 22. Next up, we've got the manatee. In the manatee, acceptance and simplifying your life, slowing down, is an essential part of 2022 if you want to make it through 2022 without some sort of emotional outburst, without some sort of mental breakdown or burnout, because accepting that you are a human being and sooner or later you will make your next mistake can be so healing and so reassuring, because you're not fearful of when it's going to happen. You've already kind of told yourself that you're okay with it happening, so you're not fearful of the moment taking place, right? You're not like at a doctor's office where you know you're going to get an injection or some sort of jab, and you're just constantly sitting on pins and needles because you're constantly in anticipation for when the jab is going to happen, and you make it out in your head to be way worse than it really is. If you simply just tell yourself the doctor's visit is going to happen eventually anyways, aka at some point you're going to fail anyways, you can actually enjoy your life than constantly sit in fear and anticipation. I can see in the firefly that you have to remind yourself that you are the ruler of your personal autonomy. You are the ruler of any type of innovation or ideas that you bring forth, and that a lot of your ideas are so worth illuminating and speaking out into the world and into existence, and not to be ashamed, because you are a master builder for a reason. Life path number 22, you are the type of life path number that does life-changing things, okay? You create things that change the world and other people's existence, and who holds you back the most is yourself, your own fears and your own insecurities, and you being hard on yourself and looking at some of your creations, innovations, and ideas and saying, oh, I'm not sure if it's good enough, I'm not sure if it'll sell or if it'll have the impact that I want it to have. Don't be so hard on yourself, and don't always wait till things are perfect in order to put them out there. As I can see here within the Five of Wands, that sometimes you simply just completely abandon creative projects and ideas that you have, all because you come to a point where you're like, oh, this isn't going to be anything. I might as well completely throw it away and forget about it. And you're honestly way too hard on yourself, Master number 22. It's important for you to try to reestablish a relationship with yourself where you trust that when you make a mistake, you don't beat yourself up. You don't want to be in a fearful, toxic relationship with yourself. Just imagine if you were with a partner or you had a parent where you were afraid to make a mistake all the time. That is a strained relationship. That is not a relationship where you can comfortably open up about your fears and the things that you worry about, or any mistakes that you've noticed that you made, but maybe the other person has not seen yet. If there's always this fear of punishment or ridicule, you can't be open. And the same goes for the relationship that you have with yourself, right? If you're constantly afraid of noticing a mistake or a shortcoming of yours, because then you will dissect it even more and internalize it, you can't be introspective, you can't reflect, you can't do shadow work, because it is too daunting and dangerous to open up about shortcomings. So try to reestablish a relationship with yourself that is more cordial, that is like you would have with a friend. That's what the Three of Cups represents, Master number 22. If you were talking to a friend or a family member that you really loved and cared about, and they did something wrong or they screwed something up, you wouldn't be mean to them. You wouldn't make them feel bad about themselves. So why do that to yourself though, right? Why beat yourself up when you do something that maybe wasn't your finest work? Again, in the Three of Cups, give yourself the same kind of kindness, the same compassion and empathy as you would give anyone else. The King of Pentacles shows me here that this will require for you to be very mature, and this will require really the highest version of yourself that you can access right now. And I do want you to know that 2022 will be challenging in that sense, because you are going to have to confront yourself and how hard you've been on yourself, and you're going to have to be real with yourself on whether that was helpful or not. And we all know that it wasn't helpful, Master number 22, and you're going to have to learn to stop that and to break that pattern. And that takes for a very strong, honest person, and for you setting your ego aside, which is why it is something that won't be easy. The King of Wands shows me here that it will again also very much affect how creative that you can be and how innovative that you can be. The more you are kind to yourself in every situation, whether you're successful, whether you make mistakes or you don't, the more you will find that your creativity can flow and flourish, because that actually unblocks a lot of fears that you otherwise had, right? That actually allows you to simply be in a flow state and create that you wouldn't have been able to be in would fear have been present. Because when fear is present, nothing can flow, right? Everything is just kind of in fight or flight mode. So getting out of that is what I see for 2022. The zebra confirms this. I mean, we can't make this up. Let go of your fear and know that you are safe and protected at all times. You saw me shuffling the cards, all of my Master number 22s, but they are speaking for themselves. They are confirming everything that we spoke about through the zebra. So do know that your guides are here and that this is a message that you must receive. I can see here within the seagull that 2022 is a time for deep emotional healing, also inner child work, looking at 5-year-old you, 7-year-old you, and asking yourself if you would have been hard on that little child, if you would have given that little child all of the tough love that you give yourself now. And if the answer is no, well, you don't constantly need to give grown-up you tough love. It doesn't help you. It doesn't do anything good for you. I can see here within the mouse that you're overlooking that, and you should pay closer attention to what's going on with how you're treating you. You're a master builder. We get it, Master number 22. you have powerful energies and you do amazing things for everyone. We understand that. But what we really need to look at is the self-destructive tendencies that master number 22 can have and can be prone to. That is why it's so important for you to preserve yourself, your powers, your abilities, and your strengths so you can be of service to humanity and all of the causes that you love for way longer. Okay, so taking care of your needs and the way that you speak to yourself, whether you get in the way of your own innovation or not, that is so important. And I do see here within the penguin that this period of darkness that you will experience for some time in 2022 when you're confronting this, it will pass, okay? Nothing is forever. If there's one thing that we can be sure of on this planet, then that is that nothing lasts forever and nothing is forever. So the penguin definitely shows me that you do not have to fear that you will forever be in a place where you're thinking to yourself, oh gosh, I was so hard on myself for so many years. How many ideas did I sweep under the rug or forget about that could have actually helped me and many others if only I would have given them the time of the day, right? How many opportunities could I have taken in my career if only I wasn't so hard on myself and my abilities? I see in the unicorn that it's important for you to simply move forward using your intuition to make beneficial changes rather than overthinking the past. There's a reason why you had those experiences being so hard on yourself and why you're able to look back on those and reflect on those and now use those as wisdom. I can also see here within the vase that you have a secret admirer that's coming to light in 2022 just to top off your 2022 reading and prediction. Do know that this could be the King of Wands or the King of Pentacles. You will meet this person at a get-together party wedding situation with other people with whom you can party with, celebrate with, and have a good time with. And you have this King of Wands person who has fire sign energy. Think Aries, think Sagittarius, think Leo. And then you also have the King of Pentacles who has Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo energy. Okay, so you definitely have two secret admirers here that may potentially develop into lovers. But a lot of 2022 is all about the relationship that you have with yourself. So all of my beautiful master number 22s, thank you for spending this divine time and space with me. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Leave a little zebra emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here. And I will catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful and rare life path number 33s. Welcome to your 2022 prediction. I'm going to get straight into it. Lean back, relax, and enjoy. Also, make sure you don't forget to check out my life path number video in order to have a little summary about your life path number. But now let's move into your life path numbers prediction. First up, we've got the manatee. So in the manatee, I can see that the year 2022 will be a year of acceptance, simplicity, as well as slowing down. So you're no longer trying to do it all. You're kind of focusing your efforts on a few areas of your life, and you're focused on doing those really well. As a life path number 33, you're definitely someone who can experience a level of spiritual understanding and empathy that most others could never even begin to comprehend. But of course, in order to get there, you are often tested in life and you're often put through difficult situations from which you will, of course, emerge victoriously. I can see here in the panda that abundance, tranquility, and gentle strength is what the year 2022 is all about for you. But as a life path number 33, this is kind of an embodiment of who you are as a person in general. You're definitely one of those life path numbers whose greatest lessons is to heal themselves before they can exercise their powers on healing others, and also to focus on ensuring that you are not messing with your own personal peace just in order to satiate someone else's hunger for attention or for some sort of nurturing energy from you. I can see here within the rabbit that a fertile and very lucky time is coming up for you during the year 2022, which is awesome. The rabbit is definitely a symbol of prosperity and wealth, and I can also see here in connectivity to the manatee that simplifying is another thing that the rabbit represents. So again, rather than being all over the place or trying to do everything at once, you are breaking your life down into little bite-sized pieces, focusing on what really matters, and then really going in those areas and doing the best that you possibly can. In the autumnal equinox, I can see a release of unneeded things. So for example, if you have a very full calendar and itinerary, you're actually looking at your itinerary and asking yourself if everything on the calendar is really necessary, or if there are some things on there that can actually be released, that are actually self-induced. Like for example, do you really need to go purchase that new item or go and purchase something for someone on the way home? Couldn't you just order that in and then save yourself the journey or the stress? Is there any way how you can simplify your life, or maybe even place some sort of repeat order of an item that you use constantly anyways, simplifying your life so you don't have to think about so many things all the time, and so your brain space and capacity can be freed so you can spend more time in harmony, connecting through music, maybe even creating music, but also just simply using your brain space in order to be the best life path number 33 that you possibly can be, because you're definitely a life path number that is destined to work really hard, but all your work will be worth it. The self-actualization that you will be able to achieve is one on a superior level. I can see here in the lake that you often really excel when it comes to meditation, breath work, and just overall anything that requires stillness, because you are a highly introspective life path number. And as already mentioned, the depths to which you can go emotionally speaking are a lot farther than a lot of people have ever experienced or realize is possible. But the clouds do also show me that you don't judge people. Anyone who is not all about the deep dive and is more about surface level conversation, you can still be friends with someone like that. They may not be your best friend, but you can have conversation and be in a good place with anyone, no matter what period or season of their life that they're currently in, no matter what their economic or religious background may be. You are loving and accepting of everyone, and you will find some sort of commonality and common ground with anyone, even if you have to resort to saying, okay, I literally don't believe or agree with anything that this person says, but I guess we're both human beings, and that is a common ground. That is a kind of thing that we share with each other. That is one thing that I can see that you are capable of, compared to a lot of life path numbers who cannot see past differences or different disagreements. In the death card, I do see here that 2022 is going to be a completely fresh start for you. The death card is actually not a negative card at all. It actually shows here that you have a new beginning ahead of you. So look forward to the fact that you're almost like a snake that's shedding its old skin and beginning the new year on a completely fresh and a lot stronger note. And leaving 2021 and 2020 behind is probably something that really serves you when it comes to the abundance and lucky aspect of 2022 for you, because carrying old baggage, old energetic baggage with you, of course, doesn't serve you. The 10 of Swords shows me here that you're more than ready to let go of anything that's been holding you back mentally. The 10 of Swords corresponds to the Suit of Swords, which is connected to the element of air. The element of air represents your mental space. It represents your thought process and your communication skills. And anyone who hasn't learned by now that you are a gentle panda, okay, that you are someone who values peace and tranquility over everything is just going to have to suck it, honestly, life path number 33, because you don't have space to continue to teach people who are unwilling to learn, as I can see here within judgment, that you have spent a vast portion of your existence trying to help people see the light who simply do not want to. And it could be that you have some strong ties to these people because they're friends or their family, and you want to show them a more bountiful and positive way of life. But a surprisingly large amount of people are not ready for that, and they prefer to stay where they are or to continue living or leading a life that is filled with more gossip rather than positivity, which is where I can see here in the Princess of Swords that you're moving on without them, and you're going to put together your own tribe, your own new group of people, your own kind of vibe that really works for you and that is filled with other people who push each other, who aren't afraid to talk about business success, personal success, romantic affairs, and how one can better relationships. You will find that this serves you so much more than spending any time with people who always just want to focus on the aspect of situations where the glass looks like it is half empty. You want to spend time with glass half full people, not people who act in a funny way as soon as you're talking about your success in your personal life or in your career. You know what I mean? Life path number 33. If you've ever had a friend where as soon as you call them with an accomplishment, they get all quiet and silent and funny, and you can feel that they don't truly support you. Like maybe they want to support you, but they just can't because they simply feel some sort of jealousy or like there's some sort of competition where there really isn't. You just genuinely are excited, and of course you want to share that with people who you care about. So in the cat, I can see here that 2022 is going to illuminate how much it's actually time for you to strike out on your own and relinquish your overdependency on others, and understand that as a life path number 33, a master number 33, you are always meant to kind of be alone during certain phases in your life because you move and grow way too quickly for other people to understand or for other people to even be able to follow. Unless the other person is a life path number 33 as well, they will not understand. And again, the emotional intelligence and depth that you possess may just not be there. I can see in the walrus that it's important for you to be vigilant about the current situation, to pay attention to signs and omens, and to let those dictate your choices, to pay attention to red flags as well, and to allow those to dictate whether you want to continue on with certain people romantically or platonically. You know, if you have that friend or that lover that always is really weird when you talk about your goals and your aspirations and all the things that you love about life, the things you're good at, the things you're still trying to grow at, you know that that's a red flag. You know that that is an area of your life where the alignment is just not there. I can see in the chameleon that you've stayed in the background for long enough. You've adapted to those people for way too long. Life path number 33. You were not meant to fit in. You're meant to stick out, and you're meant to move very quickly. I can definitely see here why you may have tried to just assimilate or adapt to other people. Of course, it comes with a certain sense of protection and a certain sense of belonging, but it is never going to 100% fulfill you or make you feel like you've lived your life. So don't be afraid to strike out and be that life path number 33 that simply has so much more to accomplish and to do than the other life path numbers. And the boar, also known as the pig, I can see that facing these issues head on with confidence and courage will allow you to emerge victoriously. So you're not going to have to give up all the relationships in your life. You will simply just have to distance yourself from some relationships where you feel resistance or you feel insincerity. So instead of talking to that friend or family member about your career that always gets really weird, you find a new vibe, tribe, and group of people who really celebrate you and to whom you can open up about that. And those are the ones with whom you share that information. And with your friends and family that you've maybe had for a long time that you don't want to banish, but at the same time, you don't want to have to assimilate to their speed because you have more things that you're trying to do with your life than just simply fit in. With those people, you can keep the conversation a little bit more shallow, a little less challenging for them, and ensure here that you are being very real with yourself. Sometimes those who are the closest to you or should be the closest to you can end up surprising you in quite a negative way of actually not being as supportive as you hoped. It can be a hard pill to swallow, life path number 33, but you are a big energy, okay? You are a big personality, and it's not uncommon for life path number 33 to feel isolated or to sometimes feel like other people don't get it or they eventually turn. But there are people out there who want to celebrate you for who you are. I'm definitely one of those, life path number 33, okay? So do know that we're out here, we're rooting for you, and we're excited to see you run, to soar, to fly, even if we're still on the ground. I'm a life path number 6, and I may see a lot of my life path number 33s run past me and soar and fly, and I will happily cheer you on and be right here and have your back like your favorite sweater, because this life path number 33 often goes on to achieve things for the greater good of humanity, of all of us. It paves the way for many of us. So thank you, life path number 33, for existing and for being yourself. And I look forward to seeing what you accomplish during the year 2022. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading and that you found it insightful. Make sure you leave a little panda emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to this point, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions.